Today we are going to be speaking about the mortgage process for first-time buyers. I'm Chris Days, I'm from GoMortgage, and today we are going to be speaking about the mortgage process for first-time buyers. So once a client has got in contact with GoMortgage, there are a number of ways that we get our information. It could be a phone conversation or an email conversation, just asking numerous questions, getting to know you, or it could be a phone conversation where we will basically get to know your situation, ask a few simple questions, and basically advise on what we're going to do from here on out. Once we've spoken to a client, the normal way that we will liaise with everybody is via our mortgage portal. Now, we will send a link to our mortgage portal along with an email with a shopping list of all the documents that we are going to need in order to look at your situation. So that is the first step of the process. Once we've had a chat, we'll get all your information, and that could even be for local people, a face-to-face appointment in the office, but typically it's on the mortgage portal. It's really straightforward, and basically that just gives us all the information that we need in order to start looking at your situation. Once we've got all the information, we're going to look at the mortgage lenders. If there is typically no credit issues and we can look at any lender in the market, we're going to be sourcing based on the best interest rate for the client or the cheapest interest rate for the client. Once a client has filled out all their information on our mortgage portal, the next step for us is to then look at mortgage lenders. We're going to look at the market and get a decision in principle with whatever the best product in the market is for that client. Just because we get a decision in principle with a certain lender does not mean that we have to go with that lender. For people that take 2 or 3 months to find a property, it could well be that whoever we've got the decision in principle with doesn't have the best rates in 2 or 3 months' time. So we might, in fact, change the lender once you have actually found a property. This happens more than you think. Once we've got a decision in principle for a client, we will then have an appointment with the client, explain the terms, explain what the maximum affordability is and how much that mortgage is going to cost them. We'll go through an illustration and give them a few options based on maybe a 2 or a 5-year fixed and explain the differences in those situations. And at that stage, it's then down to you to go and find a property. Now, that doesn't mean that we go missing and we don't speak to you. If you've got any questions about the process or you need any advice, even down to things such as negotiating the price with the estate agents, we do that for lots and lots of clients who don't have the confidence to do it themselves. Once you've had an offer accepted on a property, or we might have done that for you, we're then in a position where we're good to go with a mortgage application. We would then resource the mortgage and ensure that we're getting the best mortgage for you. And then once you're happy, we will then submit the full mortgage application. Now at that stage, we'll supply the lender with whatever documents they require, and the mortgage will go into an underwriting queue to be looked at. Once the lender is happy with this, they'll instruct a valuation or a mortgage survey. Typically, it's a basic mortgage valuation, but at times we can upgrade that to a home buyer's or a full structural. If the lender doesn't upgrade the valuation at this stage, we can get that done independently. But typically, for this situation, we're just going to say that it's a normal mortgage valuation. So once the mortgage valuation has been done and the case has been underwritten, the lender, once they're happy with the case, will put the mortgage to mortgage offer. And that basically means that they're offering you the mortgage and you get a document, which is the mortgage offer. At this stage, you'll get a copy, we'll get a copy, and the solicitors will get a copy of the mortgage application, the mortgage offer. And that's when the solicitors start doing the legal side of the transaction. So once the solicitors have got their mortgage offer, they will start working on the legal side of the transaction. And at this stage, they're going to do searches, they're going to do inquiries with the other side and basically get any questions answered and make sure that everything is, they're going to basically do the due diligence for you. They're going to make sure that everything's okay from a legal point of view. Once they're happy with everything, they'll start working towards setting a completion date. Now, obviously, one of the biggest questions for most people is, how long until we complete? It all depends on things such as the size of the chain. If you're a first-time buyer and there's no chain on the property you're buying, then it's going to be a lot quicker than if there's several people in that chain. But typically, we say from the whole process, from sort of 8 to 12 weeks, typically. It can be quicker, and it can take a little bit longer. But again, it depends on things such as the size of the chain. If we have to go to a specialist lender, it can sometimes take a little bit longer. Once the completion date is set, then obviously the solicitor is going to request things like deposit, any money on account that they need, and then they'll start working towards the completion date. In between mortgage offer and the completion date, we will have what's called a protection review. At the protection review, we're going to look at all the insurances that are available to you. Now, as far as the mortgage is concerned, you don't have to have any of these other than buildings insurance. You don't even need to have contents insurance. But as a condition of every offer, you're going to have buildings insurance. We also look at things such as your contents insurance, life cover, critical illness cover, income protection, family income benefit, and we will tailor a package to suit your needs. As I say, you don't have to have any of this, but we have a duty of care to make sure that you're looked after. God forbid something should happen. So we give you a range of options depending on budgets, and we talk through what all these different things do and why they are important to you. Once you've decided which insurance package to go for, if you're going for one, we'll have everything set up ready for completion. And then once completion day comes, it'll be a case of waiting for the solicitors to confirm that they've received the money from your side, and then the estate agent will release the keys. Now, throughout this whole process, myself and my team are on hand to help chase the lenders, the solicitors, get all the insurances in place. We basically do everything for our clients. So from the initial appointment where you're a first-time buyer who's never done this before, all the way through to getting the keys, we are on hand to basically make things easier and take the stress away for you. Now, once the mortgage is completed, that is not job done for us. We will maintain in contact with you, update you on any key changes that might be happening, and 6 months before your product or your fixed rate, if you're on a fixed rate, is about to end, we'll be having a mortgage review to ensure that you don't go into the standard variable rate where your monthly payment could potentially increase. We would look to remortgage you before this date, and then the process would start again. I'm Chris Days, and that was the mortgage process for first-time buyers. I hope you all found it useful. Please like, share, follow my page, and drop us any comments below. See you in the next video.